Hi everyone. So I thought I would make this little video because I recently upgraded from the Cardo Packtalk Neo to the Packtalk Pro with 45mm diameter speakers. Now the Neo that I had the 40mm JBLs. This new setup is 45mm. And I gotta say, I don't really think that it would justify the amount of additional cost. So the reason I upgraded though was because I ride alone here and there, right? So I commute to work, and I thought that the crash detection would be a nice peace of mind for my wife. She recently started riding with me as well and kind of requested to have a Cardo so she could talk to me and whoever else is riding with us. So instead of just buying her the same one I did for a little bit more, I got the Packtalk Pro. And I thought, it would be a worthy investment instead of the regular. It was probably, I don't remember the exact pricing, but I think it's like $100 more. And with that, you get the upgraded speakers and the crash protection, and then I'll take the crash protection one and give her the other one. So I also put the upgraded speakers in my helmet, as well as the Pro. You can see it here. It looks nice, looks clean. Things that I do like about it are the fact that it's got the magnetic attachment point. That makes it really convenient. Whenever I'm parked for a number of hours, I like to take the Cardo off of my helmet, so I can put it away easily, remove and reattach without having to deal with any wires. I thought the sound would be, I guess it's not noticeably better. If you weren't listening for it, you wouldn't even notice that it was a better sound just sitting still. And then once you get up to speed, there is no way to tell at all. I guess I would say it's a little bit louder. I would have to kind of check that with after a little more experience with it. But so far as I can tell, it's still about the same. I do wear earplugs when I ride, so I was hoping I'd get a little bit more sound out of the bigger diameter speakers. And it might be there, it might not. It's really hard to tell once you're above 60 miles an hour highway speed. The wind noise just muffles everything. One thing I did notice, though, is that it sounds a little more distorted, I would say, than the smaller speakers. And I think that's due to it trying to output more bass. I did read some things on there that said, to check out the different listening modes and things like that. Maybe that'll do something. But so far as I can tell, just day one, it doesn't seem like it's any better. Though the crash protection, when I ride alone, I know I have a kind of a safety net, not really a safety net, but maybe an angel over my shoulder or something similar, right? Paying attention so that if something were to happen, what it does is it sends a message to my emergency contact stating that it has detected that I have been in a crash. It's pretty complicated, the way that it decides if you've been in a crash, and if it thinks you've been in a crash, it gives you 30 seconds to tell it, no, you're fine. Or there's even an option to go ahead and call SOS right away, which I guess that's kind of nice. Is it worth the extra $100 over the regular device? No, I don't think so. But if I was already buying another unit to get that added peace of mind, I guess it makes sense to me. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll try to update with a little more experience of using this device. One thing I should note is My wife's helmet that she bought had cutouts for speakers, and the 40 millimeter diameter speakers that I had originally barely fit in there as it was. So I don't even think the 45s would have fit without some alteration. And you really shouldn't alter your helmet. One other thing I guess I could say, installation, super easy, especially if you've done it before. Just a few wires, and you got to take your padding out, or at least peel it back so you can stick the things where you need to stick it. I prefer I actually considered switching helmets and getting a modular helmet, but I really don't like the way the boom mic functions. My dad has one with the boom mic and a modular helmet, and it seems that, sometimes he's cutting out, sometimes, I got green. But sometimes he's cutting out an audio, sometimes he has to readjust his microphone, and it just seems like it's too much hassle. So I actually decided not to get a new helmet because I like the microphone style of the full face helmet where it's a little button mic better than I like the boom. Now that might be minimal to a lot of people, but for me, I like the convenience of not having to adjust my microphone. It would have been nice to have a modular helmet, but it wasn't enough for me to want to deal with the hassle and headache, extra moving parts. It's just easy when I just slip on my helmet and go. Everything's already adjusted. I never have to touch my microphone. Yeah, so for me, the regular microphone button mic is better in the full face helmet. Now, I've got a buddy that doesn't like to use a helmet, and I was trying to figure out how I can get him on Cardo, how I can get him to do something so that we can talk to each other when we're riding, because sometimes it can be really inconvenient. Just the other day, he had a flat tire. We tried to plug it on the side of we actually pulled into a gas station, tried to plug it, and we should have known better, but he had a tube, so we weren't really able to plug it very well, or at all, I should say. But man, it would have been nice. I watched him riding down the road for half a mile or so with his tire looking just really flat, and I saw it and I knew it, and I couldn't really signal to him. We were both riding with our wives that day, and it didn't turn out so well. But it would have been really nice if you had a Cardo for me to have told. All right, well, that's about all I have on that. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.